Hey everybody, Scott with Triple Crown Contractors. I'm going to walk you through a couple things, reasons why it's beneficial to have a general contractor, someone you trust, helping you out on your project. So come on in, let's take a peek. So a couple of things that are going on here. Number one, as we were starting this project, we discovered there was polybutylene piping. So what does that mean? Polybutylene is infamous for fracturing and micro cracking over time, which can lead to water leaks and problems. So when you're redoing something, especially a bathroom, a kitchen, something like that, usually a good idea to replace that polybutylene with new up-to-date PEX supply lines. So in this case, if you were a general person who didn't know polybutylene or know what it was, you could hook up a bunch of really nice plumbing fixtures and cover this nasty stuff with tile and not know about it until a year or two later when it now leaks all over your ceiling and you're dealing with a water loss problem. So that's one. Number two, there's a tremendous amount of coordination that goes into spaces, particularly bathrooms, kitchens, etc. If you're not in the business and you're trying to hire subcontractors and direct them, there's a couple things that can happen to you. Number one is you can have gaps in your scope of work. So unbeknownst to you, the person that you're hiring may not have done all the things that you thought they were supposed to do. And that could be for a variety of reasons. But one of the big ones is probably you may not have known all the proper questions and things to ask them to include in their estimate, or to look for and make sure that they did include, so when they show up to do the work, you're not left with added cost or their inability to do what you need them to do to get your rough-ins completed, your inspections passed, have it done to code, have it done safely. So that's a big thing when you take something on. If you don't do this every day for a living, we get people all the time that ask us, why is it so expensive and why do you charge this and why do you charge that? There's a lot of risk, there's a lot of coordination, and there's a lot of variable details, especially remodeling and doing additions. There's a lot of things you run into. There's a lot of problem solving that has to happen. And if you don't know what you're doing, you don't know the materials, you don't know the workers, you don't know the code, if you don't know those things and you're just trying to manage your way through it, there's gonna be a lot of reworking, a lot of added costs, a lot of frustration, delays, unnecessary things that are gonna happen to you. So another reason to hire a contractor, particularly someone you build a relationship, someone you trust, I'm gonna point you over to this wall right here real quick and I'm gonna show you something, okay? This is an older way that homes were built. The moisture barrier is actually on the inside. The problem is that trapped moisture, and you can see we have some unpleasant black elements here, otherwise known as mold. So if you're hiring people to do this work for you and they uncover this, they're there for one job with you, they don't know you, there's a chance they might just cover that right back up and keep going so they can get the job done in a shorter amount of time to maximize their profit. However, for us, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take all this out, we're gonna take all the insulation out, put new in, get rid of the plastic, and put it back the way that it should be. That's another example of something that if you're not working with people that you know, that they know, and they have workers that they trust, things like that can get overlooked and you can have an indoor air quality problem you didn't know about until someone gets sick or it shows up later on. So in conclusion, guys, hey look, there's plenty of people that DIY their own contractor things, pull their own permits and all that. We're not against people doing their own things. I appreciate the hustle and people wanting to do. Just keep in mind, the more difficult your project is, the higher the risk, the greater the coordination, the more important it is for you to hire a contractor to take that off your plate. The reality is you may feel that you're qualified, you're likely not. And the way that you're going to find that out is when you're in trouble and you're having to buy your way out of it, or you have a code violation, a major problem, and you don't want to end up there. So please, if you're not sure or you're not willing to dedicate a full-time effort to doing this job, because it does take a full-time job, hire a trusted contractor to work with. It'll save you money in the long run. Schedule will be smoother. You'll be a lot happier with the end result.